Let's make jelly. A friend gave me a bunch of frozen strawberries last summer and I put them through my steam juicer, so I have a bunch of strawberry juice that I need to use. I also have several gallon bags of diced jalapenos from our garden from 2022. We had a phenomenal pepper harvest that year and I'm still working through them. So I'm going to make 3 kinds of jelly in this video: strawberry jalapeno, and jalapeno, in that order, so that I can continue to use the same pot for each jelly and have minimal cleanup between each batch. It's okay if the jalapeno jelly has a little strawberry in it, but I didn't want the plain strawberry to have any heat in it. All of the ingredients are prepped and ready, and I am doubling each recipe. I was nervous about that since I am using Sure-Gel pectin, and it's not always favorable to double batches, especially the powdered pectin that's called for in the strawberry jalapeno recipe. So I really hope these turn out because this is a lot of work. For the first recipe, strawberry jelly, I'm using 4 cups of strawberry juice, 6 2/3 cup of sugar, a half cup of bottled lemon juice, and a pat of butter. I'm going to bring these to a boil, and then I will add 2 3-ounce packages of liquid pectin and allow that to come to a hard boil for 1 minute. Then I'll remove it from the heat and fill the jars. And I'm going to be filling my jars to a 1/4-inch headspace for each one of these recipes. It's really important to clean the rims of your jars before you put your lids on, and I'm just using a paper towel and hot water, but you could use white vinegar too. Each one of these recipes is going to go into the water bath canner for 10 minutes. For my elevation, I'm at sea level. And now I am ready to move on to the next recipe, the strawberry jalapeno. I am using 8 cups of strawberry juice, 14 cups of sugar. Remember, I am doubling the recipe. I'll post the original recipes in the description. Also for this recipe, I'm going to use 2 cups of jalapenos, 2 packages of powdered pectin, and a half a cup of bottled lemon juice. Since this recipe calls for powdered pectin, we add the pectin at the beginning and then hold the sugar until after everything else comes to a boil. The timer's gone off for the canner, so I'll turn the heat off, remove the lid, and wait another 5 minutes before removing the jars. This jelly is so pretty and I really hope it sets. Now that I'm at a hard boil, I'll add the sugar all at once and then stir it until it comes back to a rolling boil for 1 minute, and then remove the pot from the heat. With jelly that has pieces of fruit, or in this case peppers, I will wait about 5 minutes before I fill the jars. I found that this helps prevent the pieces from floating on top of the jelly as it sets instead of dispersing throughout the jelly. This angle really lets you see how helpful those notches are on the funnel when you're filling your jars. For this last recipe, jalapeno jelly, I have 1.5 pounds of diced jalapenos. I attempted to puree this in my food processor with 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, but I think I had too much liquid and it did not puree, but that's fine. I've made it like this before and it turned out great, so I'm not worried about that. In total, I am using 1.5 pounds of diced jalapeno, 4 cups of apple cider vinegar, and 12 cups of sugar. And then I will add 4 3-ounce packages of liquid pectin after everything else comes to a boil. Since my jalapenos are not pureed, I'm going to add a few drops of food coloring to add a little brighter green to the jelly. I did decide to add a pat of butter after I put the pectin in, since this was foaming up quite a bit. Once this comes back up to a rolling boil for 1 minute, I'll remove it from the heat and I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes before I fill the jars. I am going to put this jalapeno jelly in 4-ounce jars. The last time I made it, I canned it in 1/2 pint jars and it was really too much, so I'm downsizing this time. But that means I have to use a lot of jars. I finished with 6 jars of strawberry, 19 jars of strawberry jalapeno, and 31 4-ounce jars of jalapeno jelly. I had to open these today to check on how well they set, since I doubled all the recipes, and you're not really supposed to do that, so I was really concerned that they were not going to set. The first one I opened was the strawberry jelly, and it is perfect. It is so pretty, and the consistency is just right. Then I opened the strawberry jalapeno. I'm not sure if you can see on the camera how well the jalapeno pieces are dispersed, but it turned out really well. The consistency is a little bit loose, but I think that that's going to continue to firm up over time. The jalapeno jelly was last. The little bits of jalapeno did not sink as well as the strawberry jalapeno did, but when I open the jars, I will just stir that up and mix the jalapenos in really well with the rest of the jelly. I am really happy with how these turned out, and I'm really happy that they all set even though I doubled the recipes. And since I did double the recipes, the total time I spent cooking and canning was about 5 hours.